Hi Year 6, me again. So next two chapters of Letters from the Lighthouse, we're doing chapters 9 and 10 today. So I hope you're sitting comfortably. Okay, chapter 9, Attack on All Fronts. I tried to keep calm. Look, you can have the sock drawer, I don't mind. Just give me back the note and we'll call it quits. But Esther wasn't stupid. She could see how much I wanted that piece of paper and kept hold of it. Suki's not a spy. What are you talking about? Cliff glanced at me, bewildered. Of course she's not, I reassured him. So why has Olive gone red? Esther asked. Have not, though I could feel the heat in my cheeks all too well. Esther was looking at me very intently now. What is your sister up to? She sounded almost concerned. It threw me into total panic. As I made a grab for the note, she hid it behind her back. Hey, it's rude to snatch. Something snapped in me then. I'd never pulled a person by the hair before. I didn't know it made a ripping sound. A look of surprise flashed across Esther's face. You little cow, she yelped. Then it was all fists and feet, and we both fell to the floor. I never liked you from the start, Esther spat, her plaits dangling in my face. Same goes for you with bells on, I retorted. She walloped my jaw so hard I felt it creak. I tried to roll sideways but couldn't move for her weight. Get off her! Let go! Yelled Cliff. He was behind Esther now, tugging at her coat. Keep back! I warned him. It was too late. Esther's elbow swung backwards. It hit Cliff in the face with a meaty thud. Immediately there was blood on his top lip. Within seconds it was dripping down his chin onto his jumper. For crying out loud, I gasped. As Esther twisted round to see what she'd done, I managed to wriggle free and grab Cliff. I steered him towards the bedroom door. Find Queenie, I told him. Keep your hand pressed to your lip. Esther stood up awkwardly. Look, I shouldn't have. Don't you ever. I cut across her, so angry I shook. Ever touch my brother again. There was a thin trail of blood all the way down the stairs. In the hallway, the open cellar door and the hum of voices indicated where Cliff had found Queenie. It's not as bad as it looks, Queenie was saying. The bleeding's almost stopped. Relieved, I paused on the bottom step, taking a few deep breaths to calm down. I'd never lost my temper like that before. I didn't even know I had all that anger inside me. It was a bit frightening, to be honest. Olive. I turned round. Esther was at the top of the stairs. You're not going to tell Queenie, are you? I didn't mean to hit him. Just give me back the note, I demanded. Esther folded her arms. I haven't got it. She was lying. The sound of Cliff crying distracted me, though. Leaving Esther on the stairs, I headed for the cellar. That's right, Esther called out. Run to the grown-ups. And she said something else in another language. It didn't sound very polite. I was already halfway down the cellar steps when Queenie appeared at the bottom. Lit by an oil lamp, the place was shadowy and smelled of damp. I wondered why she spent so much time down here. Is he all right? I asked anxiously, looking over her shoulder to see where Cliff sat in a chair, his head tipped back to slow the bleeding. Queenie wouldn't let me pass. There was a smear of blood on her cheek, which made her look rather terrifying. What on earth is going on in my house? She thundered. I flinched. For a little person, she had a very loud voice. Well? Queenie asked. Is someone going to tell me what this is all about? Cliff had stopped crying, the shock probably. Behind me I heard the door creak. Turning my head slightly I saw Esther, or rather the scuffed toes of her shoes, on the cellar steps. No one spoke, not for a very long loaded time. Right, Queenie tutted impatiently. Esther, go and wait in the kitchen. I'll deal with you in a moment. Why me? Esther cried. I didn't start it. Just do as you're told, Queenie roared. I jumped. It had the desired effect on Esther too, who stormed back up the stairs, slamming the cellar door so hard the whole room seemed to shake. Oh! Queenie breathed in sharply. She was staring at the far end of the cellar now, where a clock hung precariously on the wall. Like the one upstairs in the shop, it wasn't working. Even more peculiar was the time it had stopped. 2:10 was exactly the same. It couldn't be a coincidence, surely. Don't move, Queenie ordered. I didn't, though the clock had other plans.